you work for a smaller company, you probably hear that happen a lot. How do we do this? How do we do that? How keeps on coming out of people's mouths in terms of they have an idea where they want to go, what they want to do, and they aren't sure how to go about doing it. So we have lots of answers to those how questions, and a big part of our show here of Dirty Secrets to Small Business is to help share a lot of those stories. Some of them are success stories. Some are maybe some tough stories. Maybe the things didn't go so well.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean you don't keep on going. We keep pushing forward. With the how questions never end. Because you never get it all figured out, right, Jack? You always have new ones that come up or new things that you encounter. That
Absolutely. If there are people, and I know there are out there who have how questions. Again, either you've been in business for a while, or you're starting up a business from scratch. I know, so does Adam know, because we've helped hundreds of people go through their how questions. There's no such thing as a silly question. We have a lot of fun with stuff. So again, contact us, get on the show, be part of the show. We could probably help you out. Well, in fact, I know we can. It's not a probable. It's a certain. We could certainly help you out with a how question. So don't feel shy. So I got a how question for you, Adam.
Fire away. I got one too, but you can start out.
Okay. So how do I stay focused when my personal life is in flux? Or how do I stay focused when my personal life is in my mind, falling apart?
Now, what owners do you know that have personal lives, Jack?
Boy, that's a good question coming back. How many owners' personal life are in a state of flux? That's more the question. I don't know any of them. I think they're living the dream. They basically have started their own business, and they're in business for themselves. So they don't they aren't reporting to anybody. No one's controlling them. They have more money than they know what to do. Isn't that pretty much how it goes?
That's right. Depends who you talk to. We find that many owners of small companies don't have too many hobbies. Again, they do have a life. Many are either in relationships or are married or have kids and all that kind of stuff. They do have some kind of hobbies or family stuff, but it's not a line in the sand where it's I guess demarcated. Is that the right word to use?
Demarcated. Yeah.
I try to use some big words as you always like to point out, Jack.
It's a military term, isn't it?
But it kind of melds together. It might be a military term,
Maybe,
right?
Yeah,
You sunk my battleship kind of thing, right? So it's not defined because the business part, as we've talked about many times in this show and many times outside of the show, the lines blur between personal and business, and it kind of just becomes part of your day. You don't say, we had a client years ago who took over a company after a parent passed away, and she was, I guess, lamenting early on, and then kind of came to really embrace it. That the way life used to be, when mom and dad were running the company, it was 8 hours of work, it was 8 hours of kind of play, and then 8 hours of sleep.
That's when mom and dad were running.
Yeah,
the company.
it was very regimented that way, and very defined. Hey, turn the clock off at 5 o'clock, and I'm done. And I kind of I can go play for a while, then I take a nap, come back up, and do whatever.
As do most employees.
Right. And then she was saying, okay, now that I'm an owner, I don't have that anymore. Again, when I say she was kind of lamenting or almost kind of, I would say bragging about it, but just kind of starting to embrace the idea that, well, my mind doesn't turn off, and I have trouble falling asleep at night sometimes, or I wake up in the middle of the night and I can't go back to sleep because I've got an idea about this, or ways to address this situation, or an opportunity that just came to me I've been wrestling with for months that finally clicked. And so we could tell, and we smiled when she was talking, because we said, okay, she finally gets it. She knows what it means to be a business owner.
So many people don't. And we have been looking, as I said at the outset of the show, Adam and I have been together in business partnership for over 15 years, and we have been looking for that switch, that well-intentioned spouses, well-intentioned friends who will tell you, hey, stop thinking about business. Oh, okay, I will. I'll stop thinking about business. I'll find that switch. We have yet to find that switch. I
So-
don't think it's possible.
I think what we're going to do next time we go to one of these business trade shows, Jack, we should set up a.
We found the switch booth.
Well, no, I was thinking about setting up how you go to the airport and you've got those, the security checkpoints you have to kind of go through, and you get the wand and be able to kind of pat people down and say, we're here to check for the switch.
I like
See
that
if we
idea.
can find a switch,
yeah,
right?
that's a good idea.
Because I agree, we've searched high and low, and it's very difficult to find, and so often come back to your how
Yeah,
question
how do you
to
stay
start here.
focused when your personal life is in flux or it's falling apart? How do you do that? That's a good how question.
And what we often find is that the business part becomes a salvation for the owner to a certain extent.
That's correct.
And that you can kind of lose yourself in the work, so to speak, and block everything else out for a little while. It's a nice respite to kind of go through. It's kind of similar, if people get an illness, and people often want to kind of take some burdens off them in terms of what's going on, what's not going on, and they often look for that. That distraction or that sense of normalcy. We have a friend's kid who's going through cancer treatment. He's a junior in high school, and he's been in and out of the hospital a ton in the last 8 months. And he really looks forward to times to kind of get some schoolwork done, or he even goes and takes a run. But something that's more
The
kind of normal.
distraction is that's right.
Get back to what you know. And so, as an owner of a business, to be able to get focused on the business part of it, and kind of get away from some of the personal issues for a while, can be very energizing and very, very helpful.
Hey, business owners out there, here's a dirty little secret. It's okay. It's okay to live your business and think about it every day for many, many hours while you're awake and even while you're sleeping. It's okay. Don't feel guilty about thinking about business and doing business so much. Because you can't break away anyway. You just can't. If your business is successful, chances are you're putting in hard time, and that hard time is thinking about it, thinking of ways to improve it, to make it better. So don't feel guilty about it. The dirty little secret is you're allowed to think about your business a lot.
All right, so hold on to that thought. When we come back from break, we're going to touch on how do you go about staying focused when that personal life is in all kinds of turmoil. So stay tuned. I'm Adam Sonnhalter.
And I'm Jack Mencini. We're business coaches with Maximum Value Partners, MVP. We help owners of small companies and/or startups get unstuck from the state of how.
Stay tuned for more Dirty Secrets of Small Business on Integrity Radio, WINT 1330 AM, the new 101.5 FM, and online at WINTradio.com.